Hello, I'm Shane from Behold, and today I'm going to feature Tristan, who plays King Destructo on Saturday Morning Wartoons. He's going to be telling us about a book that he received for Christmas, Jim Zub's Dungeons and Tombs.
Behold presents Let's Roll!
Alright, so I'm here with Tristan,
Hey!
who plays Destructo on Saturday Morning Wartoons. And today he's going to share with us a little something that he got for Christmas. So Tristan, why don't you tell us what you have here?
What I have here is a book by a person named Jim Zub. It's called Dungeons and Tombs.
All right.
Bum bum bum.
And
filled with, you guessed it, some Dungeons and Tombs, which are actually some of the most dangerous and legendary ones.
No kidding. It's filled with dungeons
Yes.
and tombs?
Well, not much of the tombs, but I guess I could go with some parts of some parts of certain dungeons or tombs.
Let's do a top 3. Out of the book, what are your top 3 dungeons? Number 3, go.
Number 3 is the Foundry at Iron Slag.
All right. And what do you like about the Foundry at Iron Slag?
It's that ore is melted into weapons there. And then here's another thing. There is a prisoner that can be saved from a fiery death.
Oh.
Because he's going to be tossed down into molten metal below. Yeah, there's like some sort of little, I don't know, circle in the ground that leads to a lower part, I guess. And there's a prisoner that could get tossed in there. And there's a fire giant king that threatens that to the slave.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And what else? Is there any... Who's the big bad guy in Iron Slag?
Big bad guy, Duke Zalto.
Ah, okay.
He was trying to create an 80-foot tall colossal war machine with giant rubies for eyes and can punch holes through an entire mountain.
Wow.
Boosh!
Is this, what kind of... Who is Duke Zalto?
He is a fire giant who is obsessed with raising his rank in the giants' way of ranking each other. Like, the more wealth you have, the better you're ranked, or the stronger you are. I think you got the idea.
Yeah, all right. Let's jump to the next dungeon, dungeon number 2.
Dungeon number 2, just then you get to it.
Now this one's not actually a dungeon though, per se.
Yes, it's a pirate ship called the Sea Ghost.
All right.
Dun dun dun!
And what do you like about the Sea Ghost? What's so cool about it?
What's so cool about it, it's the main deck.
Oh?
Yeah, the main deck of the Sea Ghost is where there are lizard folk that will sneak up and attack you. The DM decides when's the best time to surprise the players with an attack, if the DM decides to include this in the adventure.
Oh, man. What about, what kind of ship is it? Is it like a sailing ship, pirate?
It's like a pirate / smuggler ship.
Ooh.
Yeah, the pirates smuggle stuff in and out of a little village. So, also, when battles start on the main deck, you better be careful. The floor is like super duper slippery.
How'd you think when you went in a really sneaky pirate ship?
Stormy conditions.
Okay.
If you were really stealthy on it, I guess.
All right. And drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun.
The number 1 choice out of dungeons in this book.
Ravenloft. The castle of the ultimate doomsday vampire. Bum, 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 bum!
So what's one of the cool things about Ravenloft? I already know the answer to this
room.
one. You like the room where you can teleport.
Yes. You toss in a certain colored sphere and then touch the flame after tossing in that sphere, and you'll be teleported to a random place. So,
What guards this chamber?
Oh, there are guards. Yeah, that's right. Iron golems, which are rated as a number 4 deadly monster / construct in my vision.
What do you like about the dungeons that you see in this book? What is something that you really like about the dungeons?
How they all have really, really cool parts. Like teleportation places, places with big battles, places where materials are melted down and made into gigantic weapons. I will slice you in half with a single strike with this gigantic sword made by the fire giants. You get crumbled to dust if you got hit enough times by those things.
So other than dungeons and tombs, what do they tell you about in this book?
Right, time to get to the dungeon bestiary.
So what is the bestiary? What do they go over?
It's exactly what you would think. Beasts.
Okay, so we're going to go to Tristan's top 3 beasts.
Yeah!
Starting with number 3. Number 3 in the bestiary.
Basilisk.
The basilisk.
They are terrifying predators due to the unique way they snare their prey. They turn you to stone. If you've seen Harry Potter, they're a lot like that, except they don't just petrify you and or kill you just by looking at it. They turn you to stone. And also they aren't like giant serpents. They're like giant lizards on 4 legs, so they're like big dinosaur-like things.
So if I wanted to hunt down and snag myself a basilisk, how would I do it?
Some alchemists can make basilisk antidote from the creature's guts.
Oh, that'll be easy.
But to do that, you need to hunt the basilisk. And you don't want to hunt a basilisk without the antidote handy. So you see the conundrum. Yeah,
all right.
You can never get the antidote unless you're literally brave enough to face it without the antidote or already have one of the antidotes.
Some other sucker had to get the antidote for you first.
Yeah. Yeah, some other dumb person to lower down its HP before you just, hi you, boom, kick its face, and then slice it.
All right, so number 2 in the bestiary.
Number 2 is, let's see, Roper.
Okay, you like the Roper.
Yep.
What is the Roper? What do they do?
They're patient predators that mimic rocks in caves. And then, when the adventurer is all tired and worn out after a battle, in like a giant cave, obviously, where there are ropers, but they don't know. The roper will sneak up. So if the adventurer sees a rock that is far away at one point, but then suddenly it reappears closer, they better be ready. But even though they look like rocks, that doesn't mean that they can't get hurt by regular weapons. They only mimic rocks.
All right.
Also, they have tentacles that can grapple you.
That sounds quite terrifying.
Yes.
So, speaking of mimic, what is Tristan's number 1 pick?
You just heard it.
From the bestiary?
Mimics.
So tell us about the mimic.
They can mimic pretty much like any object it's only inanimate objects, so they can't mimic other creatures.
Mm.
Also, they appear to be a lumpy blob, like oozes except all lumpy instead of nice and smooth when they turn into their true form, which just looks disgusting.
So if they look
And
like
gross.
anything, how do we know if something's a mimic?
Easy. It has some sticky substance it gives off that sticks both creatures and objects to its body. So if you want to avoid getting attacked by a mimic, especially if it looks like a treasure chest, like, who wouldn't want treasure? Nobody would ever poke a quarterstaff onto a treasure chest.
No.
Although I would.
Now that you know.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, they pretty much mimic any object, and if you poke it with a stick or toss something at it, it'll stick on it. These things are mimic, so then you'll know if it's a mimic. But, you can cast spells on it, or use enchanted weapons that are, like, easy to pull out.
Love
Yes.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta love Fireball.
And for the last part of the book, what do they talk
Drum roll,
about?
please.
Okay, drum roll. For the last part of the book, what do we have?
Map making, where you create your own dungeon. Dun dun dun. Well, pretty much just making your own dungeon. Building your own dungeon
Awesome.
includes
So,
map making, deciding traps, who built it, blah blah blah.
what kind of treasure and monsters are inside?
Yep.
So, what was one of your favorite parts about building your own maps? What do you look forward to doing when you make your own maps?
What do I look forward to
Thinking
doing?
about who made it and what kind of creatures live in it, what kind of
This
things
is
have happened there,
This is what I would do if I could make my own dungeon.
which you can.
I would make a location inside a volcano that is in the desert. You can choose two things as long as they make sense. A volcano in a desert wouldn't really make sense, but at least it ain't in catacombs beneath.
How do you draw your maps? Do they give you tips on that?
Yes, they do, but before we get to that,
Ooh.
let's think about the inhabitants and ecology of your dungeon, which is just population. So the inhabitants, you can choose if they're like monsters or evil cults and stuff like that. Then you're going to need to know the places where they meet, eat, and sleep. I made 2 rhymes in there, although the last one didn't work out. I made a rhyme in there, but the last part didn't work out. Meet, sleep, meet, eat.
And rest their feet.
Yeah.
Boom.
Alright.
Boom.
Alright.
Boom.
Alright. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
And so if you were to draw a dungeon map, do they give you tips on that?
Yes, they do have tips on map making.
Ooh. It's almost as though I know what's in the book.
They have a picture of some catacombs in here. And then they have some map symbols. Either buy the book or pause this video and zoom in on this part.
No, go buy the book.
Yeah.
Go to your local game store. Pick up this book.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love drawing dungeon maps. I have a whole book that I just dedicate to drawing dungeon maps. It's so much fun.
Really?
Yep.
An entire book
Well,
dedicated to it.
now I'm on another book of drawing dungeon maps. But
But it also has some map examples. Secret lair. Here's a pirate ship. Here's a secret lair. They can have secret rooms too.
all right. So scale of 1 star to 5 stars. What would you give this book?
What would I give? This book, I would give it about 4 stars
Okay.
because of the monsters and creatures mentioned in it.
Very good. And who
And
do you
also because of my favorite dungeons in here.
And who do you think is better served by this book? Dungeon masters or players?
I think it would be somewhere in between.
Okay.
Because it shows stuff for both the dungeon master and player to know.
Very good. Awesome. Well, Tristan, thank you very much. Oh. There we go. So thank you guys. And wrapping up, as always, we say have fun.
Learn lots.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, Shane from Behold here. Just wanting to direct you to beholdgamers.com, our website where we have signups for our online Dungeons & Dragons after-school program for kids ages 9 to 14, the Adventure Guild. Also, you can sign up for Dungeon Master classes, and you can catch up on all the latest of Saturday Morning War Tunes and other content from our YouTube channel. Also, sign up for our mailing list and you'll get a free original adventure designed specifically for gameplay with kids, which utilizes an academic logic puzzle. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and check in with all the latest that we have to offer here on our YouTube channel and beholdgamers.com. Thank you. Have fun and learn lots.